Belarus is a country with a very strong and long tradition of farming and agriculture. Arable land and fodder production areas make the strategic resources of Belarus. The government is doing everything in order to provide their rational and proper use. This stresses the importance of an integrated approach in the development of a unified system of national machinery for the implementation of scientifically founded technologies for the production of basic kinds of agri-product based on innovative research and practices. This important state task is entrusted to one of the frontline research centers of Belarus, Scientific and Practical Center of the National Academy of Sciences of Belarus for Agricultural Mechanization. 80% of the agricultural machinery currently working on the fields of our country is the inventions of our scientists. Today, the center is the largest Belarusian enterprise of the innovative type. Based on scientific achievement and research and development, it manufactures the latest machinery from the stage of development and tests of the first experimental samples to the phase of mass production. The main activities of the center are carrying out research and development, classification of research and development work results, production of machines, aggregates and equipment for the support of innovation processes.
Центр подходит основательно к решению тех задач, которые стоят перед нашим АПК.
The center has a thorough approach to addressing the challenges facing our farming sector. Hence, the work is done in an integrated way, thus being innovative. Systematic problem-solving contributes to our expectation of a better result. As of today, the center has several sets of machines for cultivation of certain crops. For example, there are developments which are particularly good for the cultivation of famous Belarusian crop, potato. There are good developments in the field of flax growing too. We can boast recent developments in the livestock equipment and technology. The center works not only within the country. It has broad scientific contacts with many leading institutions and centers of the same profile abroad. Largely due to the efforts of the staff of the Center for Agricultural Mechanization, the national farming machinery today is the most powerful and attractive industry in terms of exports in the entire post-Soviet space. I will give only two figures. In those distant Soviet times, only 12% of the total stock list was manufactured in Belarus, while nowadays this figure has exceeded 80%. Specialists from many countries of the former Soviet Union come to us for the purchase of equipment. Today, the Center for Agricultural Mechanization is instrumental in combining and linking the efforts of the scientists, the industry representatives and directly the workers of the farming sector. This allows them to work together to address major challenges and find new ways to develop and create innovative and intensive technologies. They are based on the innovation insight and decisions for both theory and agricultural practices. Over the last 5 years, about 180 billion rubles have been invested and spent on research and development for agricultural hardware and software. Out of these allocations, SPC's own funds, as well as that of the related organizations, made up to 80 billion rubles. This suggests that huge investments were made and they are paying off. During this period, 56 development tasks have been set, of which 36 have already been completed. Among those are the most relevant ones as an essential part of public programs for land reclamation. The drainage pipe machine with an electronic inclinometer and the front loader Amcodor 352, which were developed together with JSC Amcodor. Today, we are the only manufacturers in the post-Soviet space who have modern innovative plows, which can perform work in the furrow near it. Many other projects can be listed too, that are implemented with the participation of the Republican Unitary Enterprise Scientific and Practical Center of the National Academy of Sciences of Belarus for Agricultural Mechanization. Nowadays, the laboratories and design centers of the Scientific Practical Biomedical Center work in three main areas: mechanization of crop cultivation, mechanization of harvesting and post-harvest handling of crop production, mechanization of animal husbandry and forage production. The focus of all these areas is the determination of the upcoming trends in research and development and experimental design work on integration of new machines and equipment into agriculture mechanization and cultivation operations. Other priorities are tillage, fertilizer treatment, planting and cultivation of industrial crops, development of technical means for improving of soil fertility, better erosion control and the stability of cultural state of soil, including that on the reclaimed land. For each objective, the scientists and experts have developed and released into production all the required machines and devices. The new developments are aimed at compliance with modern international principles in agriculture: high performance, versatility, multifunctionality, as well as minimization of land handling. Special emphasis is made on high quality in completing technological processes. In this regard, the Center conducts active research and development work on the development and putting into mass manufacturing of complex tools for mechanized harvesting and post-harvest processing of crop production. Belarus is among the top 10 global producers of potatoes. That is why the new technologies in this sector are in big demand not only for the domestic agriculture, but also for the countries of the Customs Union. The department is particularly proud of a high-performance set of equipment specially designed and launched in the production. It uses the cultivation and harvesting technology for planting in various row spacings, as well as for the storage of potatoes. It also enables to complete automation of the planting, harvesting, storage, sale cycle. Besides, a full range of machines has been designed for the storage and pre-sale additional treatment of potatoes and vegetables. Researchers elaborating this strategy also work effectively on the construction of grain drying and grain cleaning units. Assessment, developing and promotion of alternative energy sources has been another promising and very important activity of the center. Thus, heat generators for grain dryers have been designed that work on local fuels. It should be mentioned that Zazeria experts can turn the waste into the profit using a special biogas installation. It produces energy by oxygen-free fermentation and provides it for own needs and the needs of a nearby village. Another priority for the center is construction and large-scale manufacture of high-performance, resource-saving machinery and energy-efficient equipment and technologies applied for automation of all processes in animal husbandry. The center has reached great heights in creating advanced energy-efficient technologies and labor-saving tools for forage conservation, in the development of milk production in the freestall housing, as well as making the equipment for hog racing farms and poultry enterprise.
В состав нашей организации входит ряд дочерних организаций.
The structure of our organization includes a number of subsidiaries. Primarily, this is the experimental plant at which our scientists carry out research and introduce their developments into production. This is also modern equipment for tillage, planting, soil cultivation, harvesting and post-harvest handling of potatoes or the entire supply chain of this crop. We have adopted a number of machines for flax raising and other farming operations. The experimental plant takes a rightful place in the development and implementation into production of domestic agricultural machinery. It is charged with the main task for the production of test models and proof samples of different types of machines and components developed in the laboratories of the center. In addition, the company provides services for the production of test models and non-standard equipment for all the organizations of agrarian and industrial complex of the country.
На сегодняшний день предприятие в основном ориентировано на технику для производства картофеля.
Today, the company is mainly focused on the machinery for the production of potatoes. These are potato planters, different cultivators, haulm removers, potato combine harvesters. At the same time, these are units for placement in storage, various potato hoppers, conveyors and all kinds of clamp formers. There are also machines for pre-sale preparation, wholesale retail operations, packaging and filling installations. Currently, we are focused not only on the farmer as a wholesale supplier of the product, but also on large logistics centers. The latter are involved in the retailing of potatoes. Also, we work with the outlets themselves that are engaged into packaging of the product in certain volumes. This is a kilo or half a kilo mesh bag and plastic bag packaging. The plant has state-of-the-art equipment and can produce agricultural machinery in accordance with existing international standards. The release of high-quality products is secured by plasma and oxy-fuel cutting technologies, benders, numerically controlled machine tools and the latest painting line. In addition, the policy of complete product support has been introduced for all the stages, from warranty handling and post-warranty service to training of the staff in setting, handling and observing the safety rules while operating the new equipment. Moreover, our organization incorporates the state enterprise KONAS. The enterprise is primarily engaged in the protection of metals from corrosion using the hot dip galvanizing method. It is very relevant in our production and is aimed at preserving the durability of equipment and metal structures. The experimental base in township Zazeria is included as a compound of our organization. So we have our own agricultural production. On the fields of this facility, we test our new models and developments. We can quickly identify their strengths and weaknesses and eliminate all possible drawbacks. We always keep in mind our manufacturer, who is to obtain high-quality equipment. This will secure getting the maximum economic benefit from the machinery use. Today, Scientific and Practical Center of the National Academy of Sciences of Belarus for Agricultural Mechanization is one of the main designers of towed vehicles, semi-trailers, mounted, semi-mounted and assembled machinery in Belarus. It actively cooperates with more than 50 manufacturing facilities of the country. Agricultural machinery, designed and made in Belarus, is supplied to the majority of regions of Russia, Ukraine, Mongolia, Armenia and Kazakhstan. The center's employees not only perform the priority tasks set by the state for import substitution and the development of agricultural sector, but also create the credibility and reputation of our country in the international arena. And most importantly, they embody the principles based on respect of the land where we live and of the work done by the people who live in this land. They care about how Belarus is perceived in the world today.
Беларусь – страна с богатыми традициями сельского хозяйства, пахотные земли, кормовые угодья, стратегические ресурсы Беларуси. И государство делает все, чтобы использовать их рационально и бережно. И в этом важен комплексный подход – разработка единой национальной системы машин для реализации научно обоснованных технологий производства основных видов сельскохозяйственной продукции на основе инновационных научных и практических подходов в сельском хозяйстве. Эта ответственная государственная задача возложена на один из передовых научных и практических центров Беларуси – научно-практический центр Национальной академии наук Беларуси по механизации сельского хозяйства.
80% сельскохозяйственной техники, которые трудятся в настоящее время на полях нашей страны, это разработки наших ученых.
Сегодня центр является крупнейшим